Hello and welcome, folks, for another exciting commentary for Season 1 of Discovery. This time, it's Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad, and it is... Oh, okay, the live just started now. So
Oh,
I was talking for like 10 seconds.
that's funny.
Anyway, welcome. We're going to do commentary tonight for Star Trek Discovery Season 1, Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad. It is the introduction, or the second appearance of Rainn Wilson as Harry Mudd, exacting his revenge through time travel shenanigans. This is actually one of my favorite episodes of Discovery, period. In all three seasons. This is
Yeah, it's good.
I was
It
really
grew on me.
yeah, yeah, I was liking the season up until the next episode. Actually, it's the next episode, episode 8, where I was like, "Oh, this is not what I thought it was." Where I just felt kind of like doubtful of where it was going. You know what I mean? But right up until episode 7, I was really into this show, and I really like this episode. I love Stamets and Burnham and all that stuff, and that whole time loop thing.
I
Which
haven't
is
seen it
all.
in a while, so I'm excited actually.
Neither have I. I probably watched it like a year or more ago, like a year and a half ago. No, it was a year ago. Never mind. It was like last spring. Anyway, we're gonna queue it up. Now we're gonna do the same as we did last time, where you can either start with the
With
previously on, or you could do what I'm doing, and then Starfleet Boy will queue up when the recap ends, and then I'll start my video.
so yeah, just to be clear, I'll just say go when the like I'm not gonna pause it, right? Or am I gonna pause it after the?
No, you don't pause it. You just tell me when it fades
Yeah,
to
exactly.
black or cuts to black. And actually, there is no. It goes straight into the credits. There is no stinger, I guess.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Uh, Count us in.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stars. Paramount logo. Paramount Plus original. What?
See, I don't have that. That's why it's good for me to start after the recap. And people overseas may not have it that way.
Right. Now we're getting our recap. Stamets is back alive. Laughing in the thing. Ash Tyler. Harry Mudd flashback. Damn right I would. This is a long recap too. Last time we went a minute, I forgot. I had a fun fact. I don't have one this time.
I think it's a 40-second.
Go.
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 Okay.
Yes. It's just the credits started. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
There we go.
Perfect. Green. The crystals are green in this season. I think in the next season they're still green, but they're red in season 3, if I recall correctly. Boom, boom. These horns in the beginning, I watched. We probably won't talk about it much, but I watched the funeral of Prince Philip this morning, and there was a lot of horn type heroic hunting sounds, and now I'm thinking of that when I hear that doo doo.
Well, I heard it was all very regal and appropriate.
It was.
'Twas the best of times, and 'twas the worst of times.
Sarek watching his own show.
Oh, that's not Sarek.
Oh,
I
it
can do
sounded a
Sarek.
little like Mark Leonard. Sorry.
I can do Sarek, though.
I know you can.
Kind of, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, this is the time. I just realized my Discovery volume's too high. I'm gonna lower that shit so I can hear you better. There we go. Bum bum bum. I did that ahead. Now it's doing it.
Yes, we're exactly in sync again.
That's awesome.
Whoosh. There you go.
Bum
Dun
bum.
dun.
There we go.
I did it a little early too. Personnel
I get too
log.
excited.
Specialist Michael Burnham.
Oh yeah, we're totally
Stardate.
in. I love it when we're in sync like this. It's so cool.
I miss these more straightforward logs because her logs or other people's logs, I guess, but I think it's mainly Burnham. They evolve into this like very like pretentious kind of like poetic kind of comment on the episode or something, and it's like, no, you sound more like a narrator rather than somebody who's making a personal log. But what she's doing here, this is what I like.
Yeah, I like this. I like the way they did it. Um, it reminded me. They rarely did it on Star Trek TNG, but it reminded me. It felt like they did this kind of thing on TOS a lot. Sorry, I'm. The reason I'm talking weird is I just swallowed water the wrong way and I was coughing
Oh, it
off. Yeah.
sucks.
So, anyways,
I know how that feels.
yeah.
We all do.
But I wanted to say that point. So let me go back to coughing. I'll be right back.
Yeah, her logs or her narrative in the later seasons is more like breathy and poetic. It's like all existential fucking bullshit. But this is a really good episode for Burnham because she's she is uptight. She is really stiff, and for her to go to a party and the way she walks in and just observes everything, it's so Burnham.
Call me really weird, but I thought this party should have been with 60s fashions and a 60s style party.
That would have been so much better.
Just because it fits, like, kind of even, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would
Yeah,
have been neat.
but you know what the writers did, and they said let's put in a song that was popular when we were dancing in the clubs
Oh, do the
in like the
writers
year
make those?
2000,
I
right?
guess
Like
they do, yeah.
Wyclef Jean.
I wouldn't have minded that because it could be a song from then, but it would have been just neater if it was more, if they made it look more 60s.
Yeah,
It
they could
looks
have made
more
it
like a
look
90s
more.
party, like what you said, or a
Yeah, I know.
2000s.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, well, 2000s or late
2000s,
90s,
yeah.
early 2000s. But this, they should have. I would have preferred if they played the original "Staying Alive" with that kind of retro kind of
Oh yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, so now that I'm looking at it, it's like Detmer's. Some of those outfits are like evening gowny. I don't know. I guess there could be. And now that I'm looking at Tilly's outfit, it's kind of 60s. Maybe I was wrong. Huh.
No, I'm not too fond of. Nothing really stands out as special in terms of
Yeah.
costuming. I don't think.
D- I I I'm starting to agree, like, the romance is not a, now that I've seen book, I guess, like, this romance is kind of cringy. I'm just like, oh, can we stop the romantic stuff? Just
Yeah.
move on to book already. Burnham, he's bad for you. He's gonna, like, try to kill you. Bad boyfriend. Ooh.
Oh, this is the funny part where he's like really weird because of
Yeah.
he's high on the mushrooms, I guess, or something.
I actually was really happy to see the Stamets, but it is suspicious after when you're like, something's going on.
Yeah. Even Stamets saying that is also a subtle clue as to there's something up with Tyler,
Hmm.
which a lot of people predicted.
It's so, it is kind of cool what happens in the aftermath. Like, you see this dynamic right now and how it changes from when he kills Culber. I do like that, like, seeing that in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, he did offend him there. I forgot about that.
Mm.
Oh, this is that. I forgot
It's
about
the
the
Gormagander.
Gormagander. Yay. I don't remember my exact commentary, but I imagine that I felt um, excited that there was going to be a creature on Discovery.
We have one viewer.
Oh, hello, hello.
Wow.
Who are you? Let us know. What do you think of
I
Gormagander?
like Saru's nod there. He's like, yes, yes, yes. I was going to say that. She was right. I knew that. I knew that.
I like that guy who never comes back ever again.
The one time doctor dude, nurse or whatever he is. I don't know. It says computer trilling. That's what it says when the computer's doing something. Trilling.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute the whole time. A trill is like a sound like a krrr or a
Yeah.
krrr, like that kind of sound, right?
Yep. Um. Oh, like it's kind of disturbing because I understand people were like a little bit upset, like how Harry Mudd is like this. He's literally a mass murderer in this episode. Like actually, not only once but like many times. But is his intention to always get to that end point where he doesn't blow it up? I can't quite remember. But
Oh
still,
yeah.
if you look at it in the sense that each time loop is a variant of another dimension, you know what I mean, or another parallel reality,
Hmm.
then technically Harry Mudd is murdering a lot of
Oh yeah.
people, like a lot of people.
Right.
But I don't
There.
care. I really don't care about that. I think the episode is just fun, and it's actually it's the point in the show I think where they take a fun break and actually try to do like an episodic thing. And up until now, I think this is the most episodic episode. It doesn't. You could show somebody this one episode to kind of get them into Discovery if you wanted to sell them on it, and I think it would work. It's not the best one. Despite Yourself, I think is the best one, but this is definitely the second best for me. This
Mhm.
of the season.
Oh, we got some comments, PJ.
Oh,
By
really?
the way, those of you who are listening to this later, we do these commentaries live, so some folks can be out there. Some of you folks could be watching with us live. It's always a lot of fun. So,
Yeah, you can give the time. I sorry, I didn't see the comment.
okay.
You can timestamp.
All right, we're at 10 minutes, 57, 58, 59, 11 minutes, 11:01, 11:02, 11:03, 11:04, 11:05. And Stress Free
Sorry, I
K.
can't stay, but my favorite scenes are the hip hop dance sequences, which seem totally realistic to me that they would be into that kind of retro vibe. Yes.
Yeah, it does feel like they would be into the retro vibe. I wanted it to look more 60s, but I was looking closer Stress Free K, and there was kind of a 60s vibe. So I don't know. I think Discovery was cognizant of like the TOS kind of meta connection.
Well,
So
Strange New Worlds has a perfect opportunity now to have a '60s kind of style and flair to it. And
right.
by the way, complete styles and even architectural and fashion and whatnot, they come back uh, decades later, and you never
Oh yeah.
know when they're going to
We're in
keep.
like in an 80s revival right now, actually, which is interesting.
Do you? I don't know if this was like this in the United States, but in the mid to late '90s, people were like women wore bell bottoms Bell
Mm,
bottoms were really popular all of a sudden. And it's like,
that's
wasn't
cool.
that something from the 70s? Like,
Yeah, 70s, I think.
but it's
60s and
cool.
70s, I think, had bell bottoms.
Exactly. So it's cool that you can even like incorporate that into future shows and have it sync up with, you know, TOS. Like TOS in their time, they had a 60s thing that evolved into a 70s thing just by chance. You know what I mean? Just something fun to think about. The
I
poor
agree.
Gormy Bender.
This is a good tense scene. I like the what led up to this where he's like trying to tell them, "Yo, you're experiencing a time loop." Oh, how is it the I forget how is it the Burnham she doesn't. She has to be told every time. That's right. They don't remember.
Yeah,
It's only Stamets. That's right.
yeah. Stamets has to find a way to relay the information to her as efficiently as possible in the shortest amount of time. I think this is a really smartly written episode, and it's very complex. People don't
Hmm.
understand like the time loop stuff where you're reliving a situation, and there's one variant that sets things off differently. It's very complicated to think about a different chain of events every time. Like what would happen differently if Stamets did it this way and then that way. But this certainly isn't
It's
the
like
end, right? Like they're
yeah.
gonna
It's
blow
also
up
a
a few
really
more times.
yeah. It's true. It's also a really crazy idea that Mud comes up with being inside of a Gormagander. It's like really crazy, fun stuff that Mud would do.
I don't know if they explain how they can't see the shuttle inside the thing, but
They do.
um,
I remember vaguely that they do.
okay. Black alert. Computer voice in the 23rd century sounds worse than computer voice in 21st century.
Yeah, but they have to kind of make it right, do that so that it lines up with TOS.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's one of the things I think they could just
They could retcon it.
they could do a joke where like some guy's computer, some individual's computer is like affirmative, like that kind of shit. That
Hmm.
was more Doctor Who than
Well, there was that cool reference in TOS where the computer was calling Captain Kirk dear
oh
because it was
yeah, yes
malfunctioning,
dear.
and it sounded just like a human like saying it, not like a computer.
Wasn't that Majel
So
Barrett doing
yeah,
that
it was
particular
Majel
part?
Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her. So I wonder if they could just say that like maybe that's a preference. Maybe Kirk likes his computer to sound like that. Like you could just set your computer to sound the way you want. Whoa.
Rainn Wilson is really good in the role, even if he's not the tech. He really isn't the same Harry Mudd. I mean, you can't, and he can't copy that dude either. But it is actually differently. It's a different approach to the character, and I don't care. I'm fine with it. I think he serves the role well.
Yeah, he's great. I think he's a huge Star Trek fan too, right? Was this like a dream of his or something?
It's
Whoa.
safe to assume that Rainn Wilson is a nerd, so yeah, probably
It's safe to assume that. That's funny.
it is
Right.
because he's. You see him in like interviews and stuff.
He doesn't seem I have to give him
I bet you
kudos.
he plays a lot
He
of.
does
He knows Dungeons and Dragons, and
yeah.
he likes Star Wars and Star Trek. And
His Harry Mudd doesn't come across as a nerd, which I think is impressive. Like he comes across as more of like a suave, schemy guy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
in that sense, he does embody the spirit of the original. But
yeah.
it cannot be the same character. You can't duplicate
Whoa.
what Robert. What is it? Carlyle? Robert Carlyle? Is that his name? Who did original Harry Mudd?
Right. I think
I
so.
could
I
be
could be.
confusing. Saved by the Bell, 90s reference. Wyclef Jean is so irrelevant. It's so weird to hear his music hundreds of years in the future. Not that he's so irrelevant, but he was kind of popular and then he tapered off pretty quick. The same thing with like Will I Am from what's that group?
uh, um,
Black Eyed
uh,
Peas.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they kind of fell off too.
Blue says, I love when Starfleet Boy reacts to the explosions. Yeah, it's annoying watching movies and TV with me because I do react to the explosions. But hey, it's good for
I like
commentary.
that. I like that where they were in sync just then.
That is a
This
cool
is a
moment.
great. This is a really good episode. You know, it's a shame. It kind of hurts that I don't know why, but it kind of fell apart. Like they did. There's a problem that even Akiva Goldsman recently admitted about Picard season 1. He's like, we didn't have an ending. We went into it with no ending. And I think season 1 is the same thing. I don't know about season 2. I think season 2 they actually did have it planned from beginning to end. They actually had the end. They had the end point first, and then they retroactively found a way to get there, which all became very convoluted in some parts. But
I think that like I don't know if this is done intentionally or not, but like I find that a lot of shows I watch these days, the first seasons seem very like all over the place. And I don't know if they do that on purpose to see what catches with audiences and then refine the show in season 2 and 3, or if it's just how like it works out. But I've been noticing very few shows seem to have their first season
yeah,
like really with it and really together. That's one of the reasons I like The Expanse so much is it feels like when you watch season 1, whether you like it or not, I think most people can say like, well, it did at least seem like it knew where it was going, the whole time.
season 1. Every season of that show is good. It except for I think the second last one. Season
Hmm.
4 I think is a little bit. It's good, but it's not as good as
Right.
like I said. The first 2.5 seasons of The Expanse are like brilliant to me. I love it. I could go back and watch just that whole story arc. I won't get into spoilers. I was about to, but
Stamets
this
is
is the
trying his
first
hardest to
time
hold it
where I love
together.
Stamets. I remember like watching this. I'm like, man, I fucking love this Stamets guy. All of a sudden, I didn't like him at first because he's a prickly pear and he was meant to be unlikable, I guess. And then in gradually in Lethe, the last one where he's really excited about doing that neural thing for Doohickey for Burnham.
Hmm.
Oh, that's where she says, "I've never been in love."
Right.
I love how it connects to the fifth episode where they left him in the prison, and he's
Hmm.
like, "You don't mess with hardcore Fenton mud" or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's true.
I'll get my revenge. I don't know what he says, but yeah, this is where he kills him. This is good. The look on Lorca's face.
Hey, look, that looks like the 32nd century weapons that they use
Mm.
on, that what's his face uses. It's kind of like they look like shotguns, but they're lasers. You know what I mean?
I really like this, the way this is done.
Hmm. Oh, this montage of deaths.
Yes, it's fucking it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Especially the one where he beams him out into space. This
Hmm.
one.
Oh, the sandwich. Yeah, it's done really well.
Lorca's like, ah, he's like, fuck you. You're out in it. I have complete control.
I do like the editing here a lot. You're right. It's really good. Like it seems like it's one. I mean, there are a few
I gotta.
jumpy moments, but it's still really good.
David Barrett directed this one, so like he did a great job.
Hmm.
and it's well
So
written.
harsh.
I think it's well written, and the acting is great too.
He admits to 53 times of killing him before this one.
This part I like is the look on his face as he's. I'm dying for the 80th time now.
It's great that they introduced time crystals here and then reuse them in season 2.
Apparently he's in a band. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he just tells her straight out. Oh, I love her reaction. She's like, what? How the fuck did you... What? See? This is great because he's saying it to her. He's just giving the whole thing. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
And logically, she's like, right away, I believe you like that. It's like you.
Well, also I like how he's getting agitated because he's done this 53 times already.
And she can sense that. She's smart enough to know, like, this dude's doesn't seem to be high or anything. He seems to be like genuinely telling the truth there. So, and he said that secret to her, so she's like, makes sense.
I love how he has no more shits to give. He's just like just do this or don't. like
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Saved by the Bell again. There you go. I like how people are like making out in the hallway. They should get a little freaky deaky and have like 3 people like fucking around.
Oh, you got that Gene Roddenberry vibe going on.
Think about how safe sex is in this time. You could just do anyone. It's like with no consequence whatsoever.
What do you mean? Like no STIs? We talked about this. There wouldn't be maybe a lot of human communicable like ones between humans. Probably Earthlings solve that, but like humans start, communicating with other species, and so there probably are consequences to unsafe sexual practices that who knows, that could be worse than any of the STDs we have today.
Yeah.
They just don't talk about it on Star Trek, or STIs, I should say. It's more appropriate.
This is one of my favorite moments in the entire show.
No, and the music here is great too.
Yes, it's good.
Key.
And there should have been way more of this in the show. Just personal, like, not the forced emotions that they do I think in season 3 a lot, where like they literally just walk into a room and it's like and they end up crying. Same thing with season 2. It's like a lot of crying and like just they think I'm like just pouring emotion onto the screen is just gonna help. But retroactively, the first 7 episodes of season 1 of this show had such potential. It could have, if they did it right, it could have really evolved into something really great. But they got the mirror stuff is good, but they got lost in the end. But anyway,
another explosion. We got a new member in the audience. If you want to sync up with us, I'll give a timestamp just to throw it out to everyone. We're at 26 minutes, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So relatively at 26 minutes if you want to catch up there. Reese tried to make a move.
We are well. How are you?
Yes, we are.
I think the condos are so super thin. Oh, the condoms, I think you meant to say.
And strong, you don't realize it's happening. I see what you're saying.
No, yeah, I mean, not even that.
You could have condom shields. You could have just there
would be no need for condoms at all. There would be no disease. That's the whole point of Star Trek.
I'm telling you that there is probably disease. There's Romulan Romulan herpes or Andorian syphilis or
come on. Let's just keep not to be a speciesist, but let's just keep it to humans. You could do any human, and it would be okay, unless like for some reason that person doesn't have like the injection that solves every medical problem. You know what I mean? Like all the basic medical stuff that causes us sickness now
I
wouldn't
think
be an
it's
issue.
funny. I think that's funny that that's a utopian dream. That would be nice, but you can do that now with safer sex practices. Not necessarily like, you could get to know someone, you can ask questions.
Oh yeah,
I
sure,
will.
sure, but I mean, if like, say uh, if a woman wants to take birth control, uh, it's like 100% like effect. Like, there's no risk of it not working. And then like, if she uh, meets a partner and someone wants to conceive a child, then it's it's just that
You're
easy
saying
to
you're saying that like
not be on it. You know what I mean?
you're
It's
saying
like
that
it's like
monogamy
now,
is
but much more effective.
possibly
No condoms, but
right, and
pills that basically prevent everything.
you're also saying essentially that monogamy is like incentivized by disease, and if there were no diseases, people would be more polyamorous. They would like go around having sex with more than just one partner, right? Because you were talking about
Yes,
there would be
thank
no
you for
consequences.
thank you for actually making that point much clearer than how I was trying to make it. Kind of meandered a bit, but yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Betazoid Bank. Oh yeah, this is where. So he's recalling a story that Mud
That
told
Mud
him.
told him,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I was distracted by 420. This episode would be a million times better. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually really good.
Oh.
I'm actually enjoying it with a little glass of wine here. Time crystals. This comes into season 2. I love it. Guess what, Burnham? Your mom and dad did. They were Section 31 agents. Did you know that? No. I like that he calls it a fish. Oh, this is a good one.
What are the lines they're saying now? In any
Computer
case,
respond.
this is very much my ship. Your ship, not very much, not at all.
Oh, we're out of sync a little bit. How did that happen?
Now, what's your timestamp?
It's 30, 31, 32, 33,
See,
34
this is another example
of
of an
different
edit. I
edits.
didn't pause. We were in sync. I didn't pause. I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. And
Or we're witnessing a temporal
a temporal incursion.
anomaly. Yeah, an
Oh.
incursion or anomaly.
I'm
Crazy.
in the universe where the episode was edited slightly different in this one scene. So yeah, that's crazy. So what's it like over in your dimension today?
It was pretty good in the dimension.
So right now he's approaching. Okay, okay, never mind. Hold on. He says, "Just sit tight. This will hurt a bit."
Including you. I would say this, but I'm Officer Man. You'll find that it's very, I don't
So
know.
Tyler's not there yet, right?
Yeah, close up on Arium, who we didn't even know who the fuck that was yet.
See,
Well,
that's a weird thing. How yours is slightly
it's
different.
slightly
There must have
different.
been a little edit, and that happens. That's not
Yep.
the first time it's happened.
Boom. Bye bye, Tyler. It makes a growling sound as it's killing you. That stuff's awful. And gurgles. Did you hear the gurgles?
I went back 10 seconds, and now it's. Hold on. Burnham's. Saru grabbed Burnham.
Yep, you're there. We're synced.
So there
But
was
who
a
knows if
10.
they
There was a
edited
10
it? Yeah,
second edit of some sort.
edit
Yeah,
of some
it's
sort. It's weird.
very interesting. Oh, they got him now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, this is the last one, right? No, it can't be.
No,
Tyler's
there's
dead.
one more. There's one
There's
more.
one more. Yeah.
And in that one, spoilers, Burnham does it to herself. And then he's forced to, or it's this one where Burnham does it to herself. I'm not sure.
Pump up the volume. Tilly, where are you? Now the Gormagander. We all died many times, but now Mud has everything that he needs.
Yeah, we're totally synced. Son of a Red Shirt, the new season starts at the end of this year. I think they said what, October or November, maybe.
They didn't. I don't think they said any date.
Oh, okay.
I believe it will be. No, I know it. Lower Deck season 2 is in August, so I would speculate that October Discovery
Mm.
and I'm just guessing Prodigy, like literally Christmas time, like at the end, right at the end of the year. Because kids will be, well, they've been home a lot anyway, but be a good time to market to kids.
Yeah.
Or maybe actually, maybe that would be too late probably then, but hardcore Fenton Mud.
Recording. The solar winds
Stella.
are my mistress, and I follow her wherever she beckons. That kind of stuff is similar to what, like, I imagine TOS Mud is like. So yeah, he's doing a good job. Some actors, it's hard to like see, the way the actor who did the TOS Mud. It was such a memorable performance that it's hard when someone else is even doing a good job at it. I mean, Rainn Wilson's just different, but I do like he's wearing that big jacket though with all the pockets, which he kind of has something like that similar type of garments. No, he's more like actually no, he's more like pirate shirts, right? And feather hats, if I recall. Oh. Boom. This is a great move. Look, you could see the light. Move
Yes. It's quite clever because it's forcing him to reset
to
it now.
reset time, yeah. Tilly's so drunk. This is kind of a
And it's a cool
cool,
episode
like
in terms of a Star
coordinated
Trek episode
effort.
because it's the crew teaming up and they're
Yeah.
being clever and they're being smart about it, and it's like it reminds me of the TNG episode with Kelsey Grammer, where they
Oh
what's it
yeah,
called?
yeah. Where you
Cause and Effect.
cause and effect. Yeah. Mm. Nobody beats mud.
Mm.
Why would a Federation
That's a great
captain do
excuse.
that?
That's a great use of the brand thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, he, he's saying something personal. It's personal for him, so I can, he buys it.
Mm-hmm. Also, he's not a Federation captain. Haha.
Mm. He's really Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Working. Sending. Captain Mud. I like making fun of the computer voice. Captain, incoming warp. Yeah, okay,
We're like 1,000% in sync again. I don't know how you did it. Good job. That's it. Boom.
What a weird statement. Energized as soon as we reach the transporter room. It's like, what? You just do it when you're there. Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna just walk in and I don't know.
Well, I mean, it just shows how much he's kind of rigged the computer, right?
Hmm.
He's been using the computer like planning ahead and doing all these things so he doesn't have to think about it later. Harry Mudd's a hacker. Burnham's like, now that you don't have your time, Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
nanny nanny boo boo.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That was a little weird that he heard the whole thing from inside there and then came out perfectly saying the rest of the story. Like, it was cool looking though.
You think you're so smart.
What?
And her daddy.
Turns out you can con a con man. Ash Tyler is playing a little drunk and is so damn hot.
I like the
Such a shame
computer.
he's so messed up inside. It's true.
A lot of Canadian actors in this show.
Yeah, it's great to have like a lot of local talent. Well, local for Torontons. Is Toronto like the LA of the Canada film industry, would you say?
Yes, that and Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver has a big film industry, that's right.
Vancouver is very film friendly. I think X Files was filmed there for the first 5 seasons.
Oh,
I think.
really?
Yeah, and then they went. Then they actually started filming in LA, and you can tell the difference. Like they're hot and they're sweaty, and they're. It's always really sunny, and it's like no, that's Vancouver was so much better.
I fell in love with the city of Vancouver. I would not mind living there.
In the next episode, they go to some park area, I think, in Toronto, I
Mhm.
believe.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered Battlestar Galactica was filmed mostly in Vancouver.
But Toronto now has a big Toronto and Mississauga because there's another one in Mississauga.
That's where my family's from, Mississauga.
Pine Studios. Yeah, I lived there for 3 years.
Oh, cool. That's right. I think you said that. It's just
And
like a suburby type of place. If I was there once when I was a kid. There's the Festoon, I think it's called. The
that
ship.
ship actually looks
Super TOSE.
too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree. Mm. Stam has told me that in a previous timeline you're DTF. Are you still? Yes.
She's like, I would like you to cling on to me.
Sorry. That's really funny. Dancing's a metaphor for the sex. So he's like, I'm a really good dancer. I believe it.
When I was a teenager, grinding was a big thing, and it was like so dirty. Thinking back on it now, it's like what? It was really, really. I don't know. It's like you go to the clubs. What in Mississauga we used to go to the clubs as teenagers, and we get in, and it was weird. They had like clubs for teenagers, and there would be adults there, but it's like it was cool that
Being an adult now and having chaperoned, I can tell you the reason why is like you think the adults are watching you, but they're just talking to each other.
yeah.
They're just like, "What's going on, Mary Lou? Are you gonna come over and play bridge later on?"
Yeah, mind you, now these establishments wouldn't serve alcohol unless you were 19.
It's true. Oh, the episode's over.
Oh God, I
That's
forgot.
so
Sorry,
abrupt.
I got caught up in a story there. I was like,
That's all
whoops.
right. It
Yeah,
was a good episode. That was a fun rewatch.
it was damn good.
Learned a
Da-
lot about grinding. Just kidding.
grinding in the early in the 1999 to 2001.
That's funny. Um, oh, cool. Stress Free K says that they did a toast to the binary stars. That's right. All the fallen.
So, yeah, the next one is not going to be fun.
What was it? CV Possum Parabellum. Yeah, I think I hate that one.
CV's Pacum Parabellum. Yeah,
I think it's the only Discovery episode I gave lower than a 5. Like, I think I gave that a. I'm pretty sure I remember giving it like a 2 or a 3. I don't know. Maybe I'll think it different about it this time, but I just something about it was just super cringy, and I didn't like Saru's like dark side, and I don't know. There's just a lot of
that's what I didn't. I didn't like how Saru became really aggressive and like lost his objectivity.
yeah.
But then later, he views that experience as a positive one, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. But retroactively, I think they kind of it could work a little bit better now because we know that Kelpians have a dark side to them,
It's true.
and they can become
And
like
become
they
that way. Good point.
they can go from cattle to prey, predator. I mean,
Predator, yeah, from prey to predator,
prey to
uh,
yeah,
and that they were being
exactly.
held in the other state through fear. And so, yeah, you're right. Maybe I will look at it differently. We'll see. We'll see.
And
I
that
can't. I can't imagine.
retroactively, that eighth episode where he goes nuts, is it like a foreshadowing of that kind of thing? But I still don't think it's very good. It's okay. I don't hate it, but I did hate it when it first came out. It was like,
I think.
because I was hoping for, my expectations were so high. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also the other thing that bothered me about that episode is that it was a great opportunity to film. I think to do something really different in film, maybe on location, and it just looked too CG or painterly. There was a weird look to it. I remember
Didn't they like bluify the trees or
they
something? I don't
bluified the trees. Yeah, something was weird about it. I don't know.
know.
We'll
And
we'll see
the
when we get
magic
to it.
space dust kind of stuff is just like, ugh, okay.
Yeah.
And in this second season when they go into the mycelial place, it's like, ugh.
But I guess we do get in that one. Is that the one where at the end they do the super mega jump thing where they jump all around? They think that they're doing it to collect cloaking coordinates, but Lorca's really fine tuning the jump drive to be able to jump outside of back to the mirror universe. So all lines up really well. I do think that part of it was good, if I recall.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I can't remember the B plot. Yeah, but yeah, I can't remember. That is the one where they jump around, right?
Yeah, I think so. Jump
Are they?
around,
Are they?
jump up and
I
jump
can't
up
remember.
and jump down. Sorry.
I thought that was the ninth episode, but yeah, I could be wrong. I'm
It might
probably
be.
wrong. Yeah.
Might
Okay.
be.
Anyway, want to thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this was
This has
fun.
been
Thank
really
you.
fun, and I want to thank you, Starfleet Boy. Uh,
My pleasure.
Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, sorry we didn't have a Starfleet Boy TOS discussion today, but normally on Saturdays we do TOS discussions. Next week we'll be doing the Apple. That's the one with Vol. And then Starfleet Boy After Dark has a new channel. And PJ, I want to invite you publicly to do some collabs with me on there. I don't know what we'll do yet, but it's a much bigger
What new channel?
endeavor. It's called Starfleet Boy After Dark, SBAD.
Okay, and you do different things.
Yeah,
You
right
don't
now we're
just do
still
the Friday thing.
yeah, we're doing the Friday things, but we're going to be doing we've already done a couple of other things like we reacted to news, stuff that like my Starfleet Boy audience likes the discussions and they get mad when I do other things. So I spawned off and created a new channel to do more experimental things. So, yeah.
Well, good luck with your experiments.
Thank you. But yeah, check those two things out. Those are the two things I got going on. And then, of course, I appear on Earl Grey Trekkie's Doctor Who discussions. And they used to come on Sundays, but I saw he published one today, so I'm not sure when they when they launch. But he launches them sometime around the weekend.
All right, and I just want to promote. Check out the Boat Wreck Live playlist on the channel. A lot of different guests on there. Sometimes I'm just like by myself reading an article and commenting.
Like that was really good when you read. By the way, you talked about it earlier, but I listened to your the Akiva Goldsman article thoughts, and it was very good. I was like, oh, this is really insightful. So that was cool.
Yeah, I really like trekmovie.com. I always read their articles. I just gravitate toward that website a lot. But there are other places that break big news sooner, so I try to pay attention to those too. Like Hollywood Reporter, and sometimes Deadline will get a Star Trek scoop or something like that, maybe. But Hollywood Reporter, I think, was the original article where they interviewed him, and there's a lot more in that article where...
I thought it was Rolling Stone for some weird reason, but yeah.
It could be Rolling Stone. Maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
I think you were right. It was the Hollywood Reporter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Okay, yeah. So do you want to? I don't know if we're gonna do this like randomly, but Saturday night
yeah,
is
I'll see you again on Sat. We could do it randomly too. We did an extra episode this week because I had the week off. So, right, that's what
yeah.
we. Yeah, but I love the Saturday night thing. I like calling it Saturday Night Disco too. And I feel like there's enough episodes where it can become a thing. So I'm down to meet you every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, PJ.
Awesome. All right, thank you. And until next time, folks, live long
Live
and
long
prosper.
and prosper.
You're Vulcan.
My logic is unclear where my son is concerned.
Here's Vulcan.